It's a new week on Brand the Future, and you may have noticed that we're one short. Leslie's off on an excursion to New York City, where marketing professor Donna Wardelick led a group of students on a trip to visit 4 advertising agencies per day. Next week, we'll get to hear all about the trip, but for now, let's start with the Brandy Award. This week it goes to Katie Butts. She blogged about a new commercial that promotes Dr. Pepper 10 soda. Its tagline is, "It's not for women," and it's stirring up controversy everywhere it's seen.
Hey, ladies. Enjoying the film? Of course not. Because this is our movie! And Dr. Pepper 10 is our soda. It's only 10 manly calories, but with all 23 flavors of Dr. Pepper. It's what guys want, like this. Catchphrase. So you can keep the romantic comedies and lady drinks. We're good. Dr. Pepper 10, it's not for women!
Well, I certainly enjoyed it, but then again, I do have a Y chromosome. Katie went on to blog about the fact that regular sugar drinks are on the decline because of health concerns, but men don't really like the taste of diet sodas. Dr. Pepper also believes that men are becoming frustrated with the female-driven advertising of diet sodas these days. In an attempt to appeal to men, Dr. Pepper also created a gunmetal packaging for the sodas decorated with silver bullets. The social media integration of Dr. Pepper's new soda also hit the bullseye. 10 million people have already liked the Facebook page, which asks consumers, do you think you're man enough for the can? On the page, there are also games and forums to engage consumers. The pitch has created varying responses, but the executive vice president of marketing for Dr. Pepper believes that women will get the joke. Katie Butts is indeed a woman, and she says that she isn't offended at all by the advertising, but only curious to try the drink. Katie, thank you for your blog. Well, it's officially October, and that means that it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and who better to talk with than Marketing Society and Public Interest Professor Julie Ozanne. She sat down with us and shared her wisdom from years of teaching and research in the field of cause marketing.
Well, about 5 years ago, I was asked to create a class specifically on marketing, society, and the public interest. And it was at this point I decided to take every tool that business has in its hands and put them into a class and teach students how business can be a force for positive change. And cause-related marketing is just one of those tools. Everybody knows about charity promotions, where you buy a good and some percentage is donated to a cause. Cause-related marketing is a special tool within our toolkit. It's special because you form a strategic partnership between a profit and a nonprofit. So it's not a trivial tool to play with. You really want to do your homework because you have 2 organizations that are now working together. It works well when there's a nice conceptual fit, when the missions of both of the organizations fit together. It's a long-term commitment, usually 3 to 5 years, so it's important that like a good marriage, there's a nice fit. And then another thing is, in addition to the conceptual fit, there need to be deep synergies. What we tend to see on the surface is that the nonprofit gets the nice publicity and maybe some money, and the for-profit also gets publicity and some good feelings within their employees. When these work best is when the synergies are much deeper, where core capacities are exchanged. The partnership between the Susan G. Komen and Ford. It's not a recent one, it's a really old one. We have now literally hundreds of organizations who are on the pink bandwagon. And Ford was early, long before people were worried about breast cancer, and certainly before they were doing the Race for the Cure, Ford was in there. And that is a good example because of its longevity, because there were core competencies that were exchanged. You're going to hold the biggest race in the world. You need to have boots on the ground in the local communities. And so the Ford dealerships have people who know their community, cars, computers, facilities that can help pull off this big race. What did Ford get? for being one of the first to partner with Susan G. Komen? Well, they had for the longest time reached out to men. They hadn't reached out to women. And by this long-term commitment to raising awareness and funds for breast cancer, they showed women that they were committed. One of the ones I use in class, which I think is a perfect train wreck of an example, is when Barbie, Mattel, fashion-forward, frolicsome Barbie, partnered with a girls' empowerment organization. The two organizational cultures just collided. It was a disaster. They didn't survive the 3-year contract. If your mission is merely buy my yogurt and here's 10 cents, that's not strategic cause, relationship, marketing. That's bandwagon. If you're serious about building firms and employees that truly care, then it needs to be something bigger. If you're donating 10 cents to breast cancer and you don't let your employees go out to get their annual mammography, then that's going to come out. So the 10 cents should be the tip of the iceberg, and there should be a much stronger commitment throughout the organization in terms of the way you do business, the way you treat your people, the way you treat the planet. That's the bigger goal that we're going to. The separation between my research and teaching is none. My teaching informs my research, and my research informs my teaching. For the longest time, I've studied social problems, poverty, low literacy, environmental degradation. And it dawned on me that I'm not being a very good marketer, I'm selling problems. So recently I've shifted to be much more solution focused, and I've been studying grassroots experimentations in business models based on sharing. Toy libraries. Shouldn't all children have access to developmentally appropriate toys? Is that something that we really can afford as a people, that some kids don't get stimulated and others do? And so I've been in there studying toy libraries and working with these wonderful organizations for them to better realize what it is that they can offer families and children. Absolutely, without a doubt, the most rewarding thing about teaching is inspiring students. You can't teach anybody anything. You can cajole them, nudge them, excite them to learn, but ultimately a student is going to learn what they want to learn. And so when I get that flame going, that's when I'm excited.
Thank you, Professor Ozanne. That's all the time we have for this week on Brand the Future. I'm Colin Carroll. Thanks for watching.